today is the last day to fill out your bracket, so I hope you got yours ready.
That's right. I filled out my March Madness bracket out last night, and you know, I think UK might have this one.
Well, I think you might have a good point, and the tournament started about 20 minutes ago. But before we talk about basketball, let's get into some Ohio wrestling. We've been talking about it for a while now, but it's finally time to start the NCAA championships for wrestling. The tournament started about an hour and a half ago and will last through Saturday. In school history, there have only been 4 Ohio wrestlers win a national championship and 6 wrestlers qualified, and they hope to join this elite group in this year's tournament. And while the wrestling team starts their tournament today, the women's basketball team kicks off their March Madness action on Saturday against Arizona State in Tempe, Arizona. Last time the Bobcats played a Saturday, they won the MAC championship. Now a week later, Ohio looks to continue its memorable season by upsetting the Sun Devils. Bob Bolden and his team have an uphill battle with the game being played in Arizona State's backyard. At home this season, Arizona State has 14 wins and only 2 losses. Both teams come into this game with 27 wins, which is the most in program history for Ohio. This is the first NCAA tournament appearance for the Bobcats since 1995. And over on the men's side, the madness has already begun. Last night, the Dayton Flyers stormed back to beat Boise State 56-55 and advanced to the round of 64. Although Dayton trailed for most of the game, the Flyers used their home court advantage to squeeze out the 1-point win. It was the first time since 1987 that a school played a tournament game at home and the fans didn't disappoint with more than 12,000 in attendance. In last year's tournament, Dayton made it to the Elite Eight as an 11 seed, and the Flyers are seeded once again at 11. Dayton returns to action on Friday at 10 p.m. to take on Providence in Columbus, Ohio, which is only about 70 miles away from Dayton. And the softball team will play Marshall today in Huntington, West Virginia. The game starts at 2 at Dot Hicks Field. These two teams were originally scheduled for a doubleheader, but that was changed in the morning for just one game today. Ohio comes into the game with 5 wins, while the Thundering Herd are 18-6 on the year. Another scheduled change for the softball team comes this weekend. Instead of playing a 3-game series against Niagara, the Bobcats will only play twice. Saturday's game is set for 5 p.m., with the series wrapping up on Sunday. It is the first time this season that Ohio will play at home, and just the second time that they will play a series in Ohio. In Ohio's last outing, the Bobcats lost both games against Wright State by a combined 22 runs. And keeping it on the diamond, the Ohio baseball team is trending up. Though the Cats have played only 17 games so far this season, they have already matched last year's win total. Newswatch at Noon reporter Sean Neidig visited with the team yesterday to learn the keys to the Bob's success.
Improving on the previous year is always a goal for sports teams, and boy, has the Ohio baseball team done that. After their 10-7 win at Kentucky on Tuesday, the team matched last year's win total. The roster is similar to last year's squad, but with one major difference.
The confidence level is just so much different this year. We got all of our players were healthy, and you know, this year compared to last year, we believe that we can win every game that we're in. And last year it was kind of a wait and see approach. One play goes bad last year and the whole game would go bad. This year, stick together and just kind of let the game play out.
The players are definitely able to sense the change in the team, but Coach Rob Smith knew that they were capable of this kind of improvement. He attributed that to 2 things, health and also confidence.
You know, the team obviously feels very good about where we're at right now. Mentally we're healthy, physically we're healthy, and already reaching our win total from last year and beating an SEC opponent, taking an ACC opponent in Georgia Tech to extra innings. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for guys to be confident and feel good heading into our first conference weekend.
Smith says he's been proud of the team's offense so far this year and expects that to be their strongest area. To continue their winning ways, though, Smith says they now have to work on their starting pitching, but says he sees no reason why their success can't continue. For Newswatch at Noon, I'm Sean Neidig.
The Bobcats are back in action this weekend when they open MAC play at Central Michigan. Sophomore Mitch Longo will be going for his 12th straight game with a hit against the Chippewas as the team looks for their 12th win. And on the golf course, the men's team will travel to Williamsburg, Virginia to take part in the first tournament in nearly a month. The Middleburg Bank Intercollegiate Tournament will last 4 days, starting on Saturday, lasting through Tuesday. The last time the team competed was last month in the Wexford Plantation Tournament, where the Bobcats finished in 18th place. Another Ohio Invitational this weekend is the Wake Forest Open for the women's track and field team. The Open starts tomorrow in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and continues on Saturday. In the team's last meet, they placed 12th out of 12 teams in the MAC Indoor Championship. And also this weekend, you can get your first look at the Ohio football team. On Saturday, the Bobcats will hold their first inter-squad scrimmage at Peden Stadium. Ohio began its spring practices last month and still has a lot of uncertainty surrounding the quarterback position. Senior captain Darius Vick is listed as the starter, but his backup J.D. Sprague is not out of the running for the spot. And guys, I mean, before football starts, we have March Madness and the girls' game on Saturday, so busy weekend in sports, and I'm looking forward to March Madness starting.
Yeah, lots of sports definitely coming up.
Yep, sounds like the Bobcats are going to be busy this coming week.
Thanks, Justin. And take a look.